Hi everybody, it's Angelo with Angelo's Workbench. Welcome to the beginning of the Fujimi Enthusiast project. To get started, I mark the body and all of the imperfections that need to be sanded out. Panel lines, if there's any sink marks, any imperfections in the body that I don't think are supposed to be there, or any panel lines that aren't supposed to be there, or if there's any locations where there are supposed to be panel lines, I make notations at this time so that I can prepare for the sanding stage. At this stage, I start removing all of the remaining body parts from the sprues so I can prepare them all at once and begin the test fitting stages. Once I'm completed with de-spruing the body parts, it's about time to get sanding, so fasten your seatbelts, we're going to pick up the speed. For this model, the nose, the trunk of the 911 in the front, does not open from the factory, so you have to actually open it. So using my favorite panel scriber pen that we have here, I get started with the opening of the panel. I really wanted to make sure that I opened this because underneath in the trunk, the Fujimi Enthusiast kits include a great amount of detail that I want to be able to display. So I get started with my panel line pen and I scribe it, and then I go to my panel line scriber, I scribe it a little more. I actually use a razor saw for some areas that are a little bit tough or a little bit thicker, and then of course the old trick of using the reverse side of an exacto blade does a very nice job of punching through the last remaining plastic. Right around this point, I noticed that in my excitement of removing the nose, I accidentally had broken the front window pillar on the passenger side, the side window pillar. I will have to repair that later on. I also made some marks as I was going along where a stray razor blade had done some damage to the body, some spots that I need to fix before I can get going with the primer. In this stage, I am sanding the edges of the panels to make sure that they're going to fit after I've applied layers of primer and paint and clear coat. If you don't ensure that you have an adequate amount of space between the panels, what'll happen is they will not fit after you have applied all of your paint and clear coat and you have a beautiful finish. You're not going to want to start sanding them at that point and risk doing potential damage to the body. Right after this, in a few seconds, I'm going to begin doing the panel lines. which I begin using my Panaline pen, as you can see here, and then I go to my Panaline scriber to open it up. I like to use the pen first because I feel I have more control and I get less stray marks on the body, less stray gouges that I have to sand afterwards. Once I have completed all of the Panalines and fixing any potential marks on the body, I go over the entire body with 600 grit sandpaper just to rough it up a little so the primer has a little bit something extra to grip onto. At this point in time, I'm going to get out a little Tamiya glue and repair this window frame. Since it's plastic against plastic, it will be very easy for the Tamiya glue to get a great bond, and then we won't have to worry about ripping it off the body accidentally. So at this point in time, we'll end this video. In the next video, I am going to begin shooting some primer. I hope that you'll join me for that. Thank you.